Good morning, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Thanks so much for joining us. You know, our channel is multiple different things. It's just not all about the Philippines. Today, I had an interesting thought, and it goes back to the live stream that we had. And I want to just show you a little something. First off, you know, I realized that the best analogy I could come up with is that presidents are like YouTubers. They're liars, they're full of misinformation, they're as corrupt, not maybe on purpose, as every or many of the Philippine YouTubers. And I think it's something you should kind of understand. So let's talk about it.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay. Why would I say something like that? Well, I'll tell you why. So in the live stream that we had this past weekend, and just so you know, we'll be doing another live stream covering the same subjects, updating those, which we had a tremendous number of people show up. This Saturday, Philippines, be Friday, Eastern at 9 a.m. Philippines, 8 p.m. Friday on Eastern Standard. All right. That being said, one of the topics that we brought up was what kind of changes would happen with and how would they affect expats or future expats under these proposed changes that Trump is making. You know, the executive orders that he's already put out, the ones he's planning on putting out, the things he's talking about. And the feedback I got was really interesting. The interesting part was, number one, Trump can't change Social Security. Right? He can't do an executive order for that. He can't. That's true. He needs Congress to change Social Security. And then, but that's fine. Bush did it. Bush invaded the Middle East without approval. He started a war and then got the approval the next day. However, that's not it. What we're talking about here is that Trump said he wasn't going to touch. This is the comment that was repeated many times. Trump said he was not going to touch Social Security. And I agree that he'd be an idiot to do anything negative to Social Security. And I'd also agree Social Security needs reform. It needs inquiries into fraudulent claims with respect to Social Security disability. And if we don't do something, it's going to run out of money. It won't be cash flow positive. So there are two sides to that. Now, but Trump said he wasn't going to do it. You're full of crap, Mike. You're full of shit. Trump's not going to do it. Okay. Could Trump be a liar? Let's take a look at this first example.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. I want you to listen to me.
Here's
I'm going to say this again.
time.
I did not
He was
have
president.
sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you.
Okay, now, later he would go on to say that he did not consider getting his knob polished to be a sexual relation. Man, I'm going to tell you what, if I had that done, I would think my wife, my loving, caring, understanding, thoughtful, forgiving Filipino wife, she would consider that to be a sexual relationship. And I would bet for most of you, yours would too, your wife or girlfriend. But that's just one example. How about this one?
If you like your doctor, you will be able to keep your doctor.
All
Period.
right, great.
If you like your health care plan, you will be able to keep your health care plan. Period.
Really? Let's just one
If
more.
you like your doctor, you will be able to keep your doctor. Period. If you like your health care plan, you will be able to keep your health care plan. Period.
Okay. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that's possibly the biggest, boldest lie in the last 20 years a president has said, unless maybe you're discounting Bush and his weapons of mass destruction. I guess we really think that should be a bigger one. But the point here is what Obama said is what he said. He later came out and kind of said, well, it kind of means if your doctor stays with your plan, but if he leaves your plan, well, here's what the people weren't told. The people weren't told, and Obama knew this. These politicians knew it. Why do you think they got so damn rich off their healthcare stock? It was because every healthcare plan that was going to participate or did participate in Obamacare, they were guaranteed not to lose money. All they had to do was inflate what it cost them to provide the services. Not just the patient service, but the administrative fees and everything else. And the federal government would reimburse it. And that's what they did. And what they then did was ran away. Once that guarantee was gone, it was gone. And Obama knew this shit was going to happen. He absolutely knew this was going to destroy the mid-size. In Arizona, the year after those guarantees were gone, there were only 2 private healthcare companies left. And the rates were through the roof. Absolutely. Even if you could get on the plan with your doctor, the rate went through the roof. My rate, Blue Cross Blue Shield, okay, went from $900 a month to insure myself and my daughter to $1,800. It doubled. Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's take a look at one more, and then we want to compare a couple of instances.
I'm extremely proud of my son Hunter. He has overcome an addiction. He's one of the brightest, most decent men I know, and I am satisfied that I'm not going to do anything. I said I abide by the jury decision, and I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
Will not pardon him. Oh. Okay. We all know that. We all know exactly what happened a few days later. I think somewhere I read 24 times Biden publicly said he would not pardon. So was that a lie? Well, You know what? Maybe none of those were lies to these individuals. Okay? Maybe none of them were lies because in their mind, Clinton said, oh, oral sex is not having a sexual relationship. Obama said, well, I can't help it if your doctor doesn't stay in the plan, or I can't help it if your plan goes and, cancels out of the state that you're in. And I can't help it if, and by the way, it was Obama refused to allow health insurance plans cross state. In other words, they couldn't gather that number of lives by being in more than one state. But that's a whole different story to try and explain. Biden said he wasn't going to pardon his son, but he did. And you know something? If I was in Biden's situation and it was my son, my moral compass is not so great that I would not have done the same thing. Right, wrong, or indifferent. It doesn't matter. Now, when it comes to Trump, I am not going to touch Social Security. We don't know what's going to happen. Is he just going to let Social Security falter? Is he just going to allow it to be drained away so that your children or you even aren't going to have Social Security? It's going to run out of money and he'll be long gone. You don't know. We don't know. And the thing that compounds all this is that does he have the Congress ability to change the Constitution or the amendments? Does he have that? Well, we don't know. But to blame me and say he can't touch it, no, you're full of shit. Anything can be touched. Look at what happened. If anything bores a bullet in your head, look at Bush invading the Middle East. Okay? Now, he knew the night before when he triggered it, but Stormin' Norman didn't just get his shit together in 12 hours. That was highly planned, moving tens of thousands of troops, tons of equipment, and it happened the next day. All right? They knew a week ahead of time, minimum, probably more. But he declared war. He went after him and then waited until Congress was in session to ratify his declaration. Now, what is Trump going to do? I don't know. And neither do you. But what we do know is that you're smart enough, you have got to be smart enough to plan and understand that anything is possible. And when those things are possible, only the people that plan for those things, that have a backup plan, that have some semblance of understanding, that aren't going to be shell-shocked, okay? Those are the only people that are going to succeed. They absolutely aren't. Now, I will say this. Trump said he's going to own the Gaza Strip. Man, wouldn't you like to see a couple of really nice Harrah casinos, all right, or Cirque du, the Venetian, or right there on the beach. I got to tell you, I'm interested to see just how that plays out. And I'm also interested to see who's going to head that up. And then, is the world going to let him do it? And if he did, what would happen? We'll talk about that Saturday on our live stream. We certainly will. Otherwise, tell me what you think. Can't presidents lie? They certainly can. Do you think I'm wrong? I've sent you the videos right there. They lied. Bush lied. Okay, and it goes all the way back. All the way back. Eisenhower literally scrubbed the numbers of wounded and killed in action in Vietnam. It wasn't until years later, I did cut the crap out of myself shaving the other day. It wasn't until years later that people figured it out and that he got in big trouble for it. Nixon and Water, I'm not a crook. Nixon and Watergate. Really? Come on. Don't be a dumbass. Plan and prepare. That's all I can really say. I don't know. Your thoughts, your comments, let us know. Thanks so much. Have a great day.